Hello and welcome to from the mic stand here on Arts Echoes. We are in sunny Macclesfield in the great outdoors. Hopefully at some point we'll get back to MASH when they let us back in. I'm here with Aerynn. She's played a brilliant set for us, and it was a real privilege. It's always a privilege to have these guests on the show, but that was the first live set of music that I've seen since Christmas when I saw Queen Cut at MASH, which is crazy.
Wow.
So yeah, how's it going?
How's it going?
Yeah.
It's good to be able to just come out and play music and have a chat and start to do a little bit more quote normal unquote things, I suppose.
So have you done any? What's the most normal thing you've done lately, would you say?
Oh gosh, probably I teach music students, and we've gotten to teach them in person again, which has been really cool.
Yeah.
They're so much more engaged, and that's sort of a way that I've gotten to play music with other people is by actually teaching a student in person and having a little jam. So that's been really good.
And during lockdown, is that something that suits you creatively, or what would you say?
Yeah, lockdown was great for my creative world. I had like enough time and energy to actually spend time in my home studio, get things done. It's almost more of a mental focus thing without the distraction of the day job and the teaching and that. So the couple weeks, especially over Easter break just now, were great.
So for those people that haven't heard much about your music before, you just want to tell us a bit about it and yourself?
Okay, so I grew up in the States. Obviously my accent's not from Macclesfield. And I've lived a few different places, Hawaii, Oregon, and Boston, and relocated to the UK. And I've been playing music off and on for a long time, actually, probably since my early 20s, but most recently more just playing around, well, nothing recently obviously, but playing acoustically by myself as a solo musician the past few years. And I'm a singer-songwriter, so I write my own material for the most part.
And has there been any like particular artists that have influenced you, or particular people that have encouraged you to be a musician, or has it just been, how's it been?
I think it's really like, if I'm totally honest, writing songs has been like my own little form of therapy and coping mechanism for life in general. So if anyone's thinking of writing music, I highly encourage it. It's a great form of therapy to process what's going on. But I did grow up in a musical family. My parents played gigs on the weekends, and they were gone every Friday, Saturday night. So it was always like pizza and movies with a babysitter and that. But it was great to have that, musical instruments around and playing some piano and guitar as a kid and stuff.
So when you're songwriting, are there any particular rituals? Is there a particular place or time that you like to write?
I think I write best when I'm alone at the house. Or wherever I'm staying. I might be on holiday, but that's probably more rare. And often either really early in the morning or really late at night, because I think my mind is more receptive at that stage to whatever's coming. But not always, sometimes it's a surprise. Like there's a track that I'm just finishing up with a collaborator I'm working with, and that one I wrote like it just had to happen. I was sat in the kitchen like finishing up dinner, and the husband was doing some dishes, and I like sat at the table and wrote a song just in a few short minutes, and the original recording of it on my phone has like dishes clanking around and stuff. So you just never know.
You could add that to the track. Sometimes it works really well. There's a song by the Super Furry Animals, Golden Retriever, and the panting of a dog is actually the beat that they use for the track.
Whoa, that's a trip.
I just love little artifacts that you find in some tracks.
Yeah.
Be a little Easter egg for the listeners.
little real life in there. That's a cool idea.
And the song that you've just released, that's Four Places?
Yeah.
Is that one that you've had for a while, or is that one that you've worked on recently, or how's it worked?
That one I've had around for a while. And just basically like had mostly I recorded it at home and had some older recordings. Tried to re-record it, but it just didn't sound as real. And then Mark Winterburn engineered it for me,
Right.
and
Thank you.
that was that. So.
And some people, when they do recordings, they add like more instrumentation, or is it just you on the guitar? How does that work?
This one we didn't add a whole lot. It was me and the guitar initially, and then I added a bass to it, just a really straightforward bass, and then Mark added some ambient guitars, and I did some more backing vocals, and that was it.
And have you been working on an album or anything like that?
Yeah. So Mark and I are working on some stuff. It's quite a bit different from most of the stuff I've done in terms of the production of it, though. It's like quite big and a bit cinematic, you know, and kind of, I don't know, moody. But it's really fun. So we're working on an album and have a few tracks done for that.
And is that a collection of songs through the years, or is that written for the album?
Some of each.
Yeah, some of each. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so some are pulled from the catalog, so that you know, someone who's heard me play, for instance, will definitely recognize some of the songs, but there'll be new stuff as well.
And speaking of playing, has there been anywhere that you've really enjoyed playing, or anywhere unusual that you've played?
Outside is great. I love playing here in the park today. Just, you know, like there's dogs running around in front of me right now, and it's just I like seeing real life happen. Like I'm just sort of part of a scene rather than the center of attention. I kind of enjoy that. So for that, like Treacle Market and different markets I've played have been a real highlight. You know, not necessarily the most lucrative gigs, but they're you know, they're definitely meaningful and they work well. I love playing those. I've played I enjoyed playing in Leek at the Foxlow. That was a really good gig with Heidi and Chris. And another kind of weird one was I was in Dublin and did a little set at a place that was a former bordello, which was kind of interesting, playing on this piano and like this, you know, velvet decked out place. What's the weirdest venue you've been to, do you think?
I was in London and I was just sat in a pub, and I'd been down there just on holiday on my own, and I was sat there bored, so I started sketching the London skyline, and then I put Batman on the skyline because one of my poems about that. And then a guy just says, "Oh, can I sit down next to you? There's no tables." And then he was like, "Oh, what's that?" And I was talking about my poems. They said, "Do a poem for me." So I just did a poem in like a random poem to some guy.
That's cool. That's a good gig.
Yeah, that was a nice little performance. I love just like performing just to like random people in pubs or at festivals or things like that. And I did one at Blue Dot Festival. We were all sat around at the fire pit, and we were moaning about flat earthers, and then I said I had a poem about flat earthers. So
yeah, is there anything you don't have a poem about? I mean, that's clever, right? If you can like bust out a piece of work that's about anything, then it has a context and a place to live.
There's been a few unique ones. I do like the unique performances.
Yeah, that's cool.
And with these new tracks, is there going to be videos? Is there going to be things like that?
Oh, yeah. So, well, some. I'm sure that I won't be able to do videos for everything, but for 4 Places, I had this idea where, like, basically, like, if you see a heart somewhere, random, it could be, hey, there's that flower over there and it looks like a heart. Or, you know, the other day I realized that all these grates on the road have little hearts on them, so I took a picture of that, and so I'm asking people to, if they see a heart, then snap a photo of it, or if they have one that's meaningful for some reason, snap a photo of it and tell me where it's from. And I want to try to put these into some sort of audiovisual project along to 4 Places, basically, because it's just sort of, then we're all like, you know, combining hearts from all over the world.
So would it be like a combination of the images and maybe a lyric video type thing?
Yeah, something like that, possibly. Yeah, I'm not completely sure. That's something I would like to delegate. Yeah, sure. So I have friends that are way better at this stuff than I am, which is amazing, and so yeah, probably delegate that aspect of it. It's
a bit difficult at the moment to have things coming up, but is there things coming up that people can see you at, or?
Yeah, I haven't been booking gigs because I've just been like focusing on getting recording done as much as I could before I had to go back to the day jobs, and so I haven't been booking actually. But I was thinking about getting one of those batteries and doing a bit of busking around town since it's summertime, actually.
Yeah, it's been perfect weather for it.
Yeah. And then playing in gardens too is something that I actually really enjoy, and I've done some in the States of like playing garden parties, because it's something that people already do there anyway. And so I was thinking about, potentially booking in a couple of situations like that for the summer.
So you just want to remind people where they can hear the single and all your stuff? Yeah,
I have a website. It's aerynn.com, AERYNN.com, and on social media, you can find the song on my website, on Spotify, on Apple Music, all the usual distribution places. Whatever your flavor is, it's probably there. So yeah, please give it a spin and let me know what you think of it. I'd love to hear back from people. So.
Great. Well, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks so much for having me back. It's
brilliant.
Really great. It's
great to be back and be doing this once again. Hopefully we'll have a ton of more live performances for you all throughout the summer. Thanks, guys, and thanks for tuning in from the Macclesfield.